My name is Evan Metcalf. I'm the CEO of GlobalX ETFs Australia. I've worked in the financial services industry for over 20 years with experience across funds management and investment banking. Within the ETF industry, I've worked in both portfolio management and product development and have been part of the Mirae Asset family since June 2022 when Mirae Asset acquired the ETF securities business in Australia. Foreigners investing in Australia, like Australians themselves, often look first to investing in Australian real estate. It's hard to blame them. Australia has had a high standard of living, beautiful natural landscapes, and is very welcoming of foreign investment in our housing and commercial properties. But while there is a lot to love in Australian real estate, Australian shares are often overlooked. This can be a shame, as Australia has had the best performing equity market in the world over the very long term. According to the widely followed Credit Suisse Global Investment Returns Yearbook for 2023, Australia has had the best performing share market in US dollar terms over the past 120 years. After adjusting for inflation, Australian shares have produced an annualized return of 6.7% since 1900. This compares to the global average of just 5%. What is more, Australian shares have done this while maintaining the second lowest level of volatility. The outperformance of Australian shares owes to the generous dividends our companies pay, with the S&P ASX 200 index having one of the highest dividend yields of any major global benchmark. Australian companies are incentivized to pay higher dividends thanks to our unique franking credit regime. Franking credits, in effect, give Australian residents a negative tax rate on their dividend checks. Perhaps the most exciting industry at the moment is also our oldest and most famous, mining. Australia is home to some of the world's largest miners, including BHP and Rio Tinto. Historically, our miners have focused on iron ore and coal, which produces steel and electricity. But thanks to the energy transition, Aussie miners are pivoting to clean energy metals like copper, lithium and cobalt. This pivot is being encouraged and accelerated by both the Australian and US governments, which are providing them with a raft of subsidies. Most recently, Joe Biden tipped that some Australian miners could receive US government funding under the Inflation Reduction Act, as they are classified as domestic suppliers by the US Department of Defence. Of the battery elements, the most significant for Australia and the world is lithium, which has seen its spot price increase over 500% over the past 5 years. Lithium is used to create batteries, which are in hot demand thanks to the rise of electric vehicles. While there are many compositions of battery chemistry, only lithium batteries tick all the important boxes around being lightweight, being low cost, having a high energy density, and of course being safe. Australia produces the majority of the world's lithium. The rise of lithium means we have seen local lithium miners surge up the Australian stock market in recent years. Some of our major green metal miners like Pilbara and IGO have seen their share prices increase by several hundred percentage points since 2020. They've received an added bump by getting included in major local and global benchmarks like the ASX 200 and the MSCI World Indexes. The second exciting industry I would highlight is financial technology, sometimes called fintech. Thanks to regulations placed on banks after the 2008 financial crisis, a wave of technological disruption and steady government support, a lot of fintech companies have gone global. Fintech isn't really a unified theatre of activity in the way lithium mining is. Financial services is a broad tent covering insurance, securities trading, accounting and more. It's hard to generalise about fintech business models, but two of the most interesting local fintechs we've seen are Afterpay, which was acquired by Jack Dorsey's Block in 2022, and Xero, the Australian and New Zealand accounting software firm. Afterpay ended lay-by as we know it and changed retail shopping, reducing shoppers' reliance on credit cards. It allowed shoppers to buy items in 4 future instalments without necessarily incurring interest, rather than having to pay up front or use a credit card. Its buy now, pay later model has since been emulated elsewhere, including by giants such as PayPal. Xero, on the other hand, has changed accounting by making it happen in real time and on the cloud. In the old days, companies would update their accounts periodically after meeting with their accountants. It would be a lot of work going through spreadsheets and monthly reviews, but with Xero's Ledger of Truth, companies can now do this all in real time and on the cloud with a ledger they share with their accountants. For nearly 2 decades, Mirai Asset has shown its commitment to building a world-class, truly global ETF platform. Global X is Australia's most innovative ETF provider and takes pride in representing Mirai Asset's philosophy of permanent innovation. With close to $4 billion in assets under management, our products cover areas such as disruptive technology, commodities, income, digital assets, and more. Our mission is to explore the unexplored and to always keep an eye on the future to find new opportunities for Australian investors. Thank you for watching. I hope you've learned something about the Australian economy and the investment opportunity in Australia today. Look forward to speaking to you again soon.